Hey, everybody. We're starting a brand new episode of Talking Shit with Jim Jeffries and Eddie Ift. I am here with my new intro meister, Far Side, the fuck side. And
the fuck side?
I don't know what the fuck you are. You just...
That's actually my pickup line for girls.
What do you say?
Welcome to the fuck side.
Welcome to the fuck side.
This is a very good reason why I haven't been laid.
So fuck side here is... fuck side is going to help me with the intro because some people like him on it.
A lot of people like it.
Tell them some important shit about the show.
Well, we got a Facebook.
What else do we have?
A YouTube.
What else do we have?
A Twitter.
What else do we have?
My balls.
Yeah. How do people keep the show going?
Donations.
Is it really a donation or does it?
Well, actually, it's not a donation, Eddie. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. I feel like we're on QVC right now.
As you can see, this beautiful piece, when you donate, what is it, $25?
$25, you get a poster.
A poster. Not only is it a poster, it shimmers in the light when you twist it just a little bit.
It's autographed.
And then you actually see the signatures just glowing right off of the page.
What do they get for $50?
Not only do you get the signed poster that has the bouncing autographs, you get a T-shirt.
What do they get for $75?
You get nothing. You got to go straight to $100.
And then
to
at
get
$100, what do they get? What do they get at $100?
When you donate $100, not only do you get the T-shirt, the DVDs, actually, that was the big one that I jumped right past. You get the T-shirt, the poster. You get DVDs, one from Eddie. You can throw that away and just keep Jim's. And then when you don't...
Why? Why would you do that?
Because they already own it, because they've already bought it with their own money. They already own it.
No, they probably more chance they own Jim's. Why would you do that to me?
All right, let's start the show.
No, we're not starting the show. We haven't even gotten to $250. What do they get? You're fired. Seriously.
No, honestly, I'm screwed.
Fuck side. Goodbye. Let me finish this. $250. They get a fucking shout out on the show. We say their fucking names, and we also give them all that other shit. $500. Jason, if he's ever on the show again, writes a song about him. $1,000 they get to come on the show.
I feel your hatred pointing right at my eyes.
It is. And I'm going to fucking rape you in Vegas. June 14th. June 14th, come see the live raping of Farside.
We're first ever live raping.
And bring your tools that we're going to rape them with. I recommend wiffle ball bats.
No, Eddie, they have their own
hot
rape tools.
Pokers.
They know what they like.
Whatever your rape tool is, bring it. We're going to rape. There's going to be a live raping of Farside at the live show in Vegas, June 14th. Brian McCarthy, special guest. Andy Dick's coming, apparently. It's going to be fucking out of control. So come out to the live show, June 14th in Las Vegas. Get your tickets at jimandeddietalkshit.com. Now I want to talk about Buck Tanner's Frequently Asked Questions, Volume 1 through 10.
Whoa,
He's got
what's
a bunch
that?
of books. They're not faggy books. They're like about fucking vampires scoring weed for President Obama and the moral implications of like killing Hitler after you've gone out whoring together. So if you want to read some pretty cool books, they're written in, this is a cool shit. They write them in like frequently asked questions format, so it's like easy to read, and it's shitter material. You know when you sit on the shitter and you read, and now you have your iPhone?
Yeah, instead of playing Tetris, read a fucking awesome book about Hitler shit.
Yeah, and Hitler and whoring around and vampires. It's fucking cool shit. He self-published these ebooks. This guy's a professional writer. He walked away from a publishing contract to write this kind of fucked up shit. He's always wanted to do this, and there's no editor telling him what he can and can't do. So download these books onto your Kindle, laptop, or iPhone. If you have the technology to listen to the podcast, you can download these books. They're cheap as fuck, too. Just $3. You get the whole collection. Even I think Jason might even be able to afford that. So go to Buck Tanner's Facts, FAQs, volumes 1 through 10, available on Amazon and on bucktanner.com. That's BUCKTANNER.com. Now, let's finally
start the fucking show. No, faggot.
Two douchebags on a couch. One's an asshole, one's a grouch. And relentless, all their mouths. Jim and Eddie.
There's a comedian in Australia called Pommy Johnson.
Fucking hell, fucking mate. I counted, he said fuck. He had a headline set once. He said fuck in 60 minutes. He said it like 700 times.
I'm not putting Pommy down as a comic. I'm not going to talk about his comedy.
No, I love comedy.
I've seen him kill. I'm not putting him down as a comic. But what happened was there's a webpage called Chortle, which is for Europe is basically the comedy webpage, right? Chortle.co.uk, right? And every comic who's ever played Britain has a review on this webpage, and people can put comments underneath it. And when you're starting out in the UK, that's the webpage. It's run by one guy, but that's the webpage. Everyone has a Chortle review. So when you're sitting in the low-level comedy clubs, you're like, what's your review like? It's the only review you've ever had in your fucking career, right? Anyway, Pommy got a bad Chortle review. Now, what happened was you can write comments under. So Pommy's obviously drunk and written a fucking comment under like, fuck you fucking cunt. You don't fucking know anything about comedy, you fucking hackbean, fucking nobody, fucking nah. Now, the thing is, the guy who runs the webpage, he always checks the comments out to see there's no defamation or anything going. Yeah. The Chortle guy, Steve Bennett. Yeah, Steve Bennett, he always checks the fucking comments, right? But what happened to Pommy was he didn't realise that the comments go up in a couple of days. He thought he was just being ignored. So he kept on writing, fuck you fucking cunt, you fucking piece of shit. Anyway, eventually he writes, maybe, it's probably still on the internet, he writes maybe 20 fucking comments, right? But the greatest comment of it all, right? He wrote one comment that was like this. He wrote, he goes, fuck off. Why don't you leave it to the fucking professionals, you fucking cunt, right? He goes, and then the next comment's like, by the way, I was drunk at that gig you reviewed.
I had to drive around fucking like the south coast of Australia with Pommy for a week. And me and Clint Pattison, another comedian, Clint picks me up and he's like, so we're picking up another comedian. I go, who's that? He goes, Pommy Johnson. And I go, oh. And I didn't know Pommy. And he goes, you don't know him, do you? And I go, no, why? He goes, you wouldn't have gone, oh. Yeah. And I go, why? He goes, you'll see. So we pick up Pommy and we're driving and we go, we're really hungry. We're going to get some food. He goes, okay. So we stop at a restaurant and it's Australia. So it's like 95 degrees. We get out of the car and we're like, come on, Pommy, we're going to eat. He goes, I'm not fucking eating. And we're like, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm going to fucking sit here in the fucking car. So we're like, do you want the windows down? He's like, fuck it, I'll be okay. So we just close the doors, windows up, and we go in and we have a sit-down meal for like an hour. And we come back and Pommy goes, the fuck? You didn't tell me you're going to have a fucking sit-down meal. What the fuck? I'm fucking in the car for fucking an hour. And we're like, you could have gotten out of the car.
Yeah, but he thought you were going in to get fast food. I understand where he's coming from.
He goes, my fucking guitar's in here. Can't fucking leave my guitar. But we had a week with Pommy, which was every story was about how he quit drinking.
me and Eddie, when we met, we were the second time we met in South Africa. There was a comedian called, and let's see if you know the comedian I'm talking about. Who do you think I'm about to talk about, Eddie?
Phil Nickel?
No, South African comedian.
Oh, Pie Face.
Clinton Dunn. there was this guy that we called Pie Face, right? He's worth checking out on the internet.
If you can find him.
Clinton Dunn, if you can find him. The best. He's the size of Far Side.
He's got a pumpkin-sized head with a beard like Joey Fatone from NSYNC.
But the guy's like really into fucking skincare and doing his nails, not dieting, just like having good nails.
Right.
And Pie Face, every one of his stories were made up.
Yeah.
And there was, I don't think I've ever done it in my life.
He told me a story about going to rehab. He showed me the rehab and everything. And I'm like, you didn't go there.
He said when we were graduating from high school, there was a teacher's card and we all picked it up and we put it in the hallway. And I went, no, you didn't. That was the first time I ever said it.
I have to say, and I was telling this story the other day, I had one of the funniest days of my entire life with Pie Face. Pie Face picked me up, and I said, where are we going? He said, I want to give you a tour of South Africa.
He's not a bad guy. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. He's all right.
But he goes, I want to give you a tour of South Africa, of Cape Town. And I went, okay. And he gets in the car, and he's like, you want to see Cape Town? I'm like, yeah. So he drives me and a couple other comics around, and he drives around Cape Town in this van, and every single time there were tourists walking around the street, he would honk the horn till he got their attention. They would look and kind of wave, and he would give them the finger and drive away. And he did this like 500 times, And it never got less funny.
Oh, sure.
Like, honk, honk. The people would be like, oh, and he'd go, fuck you, and drive away. And I was like, this dude's out of his fucking mind.
Oh, he's out of his mind. He's one of those guys that he drives a shitty little hatchback because, you know, the BMW I've ordered takes 3 years. Yeah, there's a 3 years waiting list on it. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys where you're
And
like...
he always has hot girls around that he says he fucks, and then you talk to the hot girls, and they're like, oh, I would never touch them.
Yeah. I fucked one of them. That was the one where I thought I got AIDS.
Yeah.
And like he brought her as a date, and I fucked her that night.
One of our fans, remember we were talking prison stories last episode?
Sure.
One of our fans...
My brother loved that, by the way. He said it was his favorite episode, the prison stuff.
Well, when we one of our fans wrote, we said that most of our fans probably have a sordid past. One of them wrote, yeah, most of us talking shitheads have a sordid past. How else are we fans? Anyway, as a wayward youth, I found myself in prison in the wonderful state of New Jersey. Saw 2 Latin kings, one of which was to be released in 2 days. Put locks in socks and beat the fuck out of another member for violating some fucking code or other. Let's just say locks in socks equals bloody head. Pissed me off because my gourmet meal of mystery patty.
When he
and
says
tapioca-
locks in socks, is he meaning like a padlock?
Yeah, put a padlock in socks and beat the fuck out of him. It pissed me off because my gourmet meal of mystery patty and tapioca pudding was delayed. First time writing, use fucks, but big fan here. Keep it the fuck up, or I'll teach my dude Jason the proper way to use a lock in a sock. That's a good fan.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever hear of a comedian named Jim Summers? He's out of NorCal, but he's a former prison guard. And his stories, I've been on the road with him a lot, and his stories, he told the story of this one prisoner that would always talk shit and would one time was sliding down the rail of going from the second floor, and all the guards were like, don't do that. He's like, what are you going to do, arrest me? And he was a little bit of a smart ass, and all the prisoners hated him too. What he didn't know is one of the porters had set his broom or his mop at the bottom of the slide thing,
The banister.
the banister. So he goes sliding down.
You sound drunk, Kenny.
I do, and it's so past my bedtime, and so I know I just said that on your fucking podcast. Believe it. So now he slides down. It punctures his pants, and he goes up. And my buddy who witnessed the thing said it just described it as he went up and he hit straight up, and then the thing snapped underneath. So everybody watching, there's like prisoners watching, and then the guards are watching, and there's just like a odd pause. He gets up and he like takes the thing out and says that didn't hurt, and then runs off.
Did it go in his asshole?
It went 18 inches into his asshole.
This sounds like a shitty cover-up story.
Oh, by the way, that was Jason Jarazwitz, who's been in prison. That was Jason Jarzowitz. I'm trying to read. We had like a whole bunch of funny emails. I can't.
What's the worst prison beating that you've heard? Like, see, I've always heard that the big one was that they put a bit of PVC piping up your ass. Oh. Right? Oh. Like a plastic tube. No, wait for it, right?
No, that's enough.
Then they feed barbed wire up the tube. Then
God.
they pull the tube out and your sphincter over the top. Like
That's the worst thing I could ever think of. But we should do it.
Fireside.
Wow.
That's what they do to dog fuckers.
Okay. That's what's gonna happen to you in prison.
What? Why are you holding your chest?
Gives me anxiety just thinking about someone's sphincter just tightening up on barbed wire.
And then they rip the barbed wire out.
We've got a guy.
I've got a fish on my ass. I've had it for years, but nothing like that.
We've got a guy that could be a good fan. Wayne Lumberjack, 69. I don't know. Is it Wayne Hallam?
Yeah, I'm glad he put the 69 next to it. He's a wacky fucking guy.
Well, I like Wayne. He says, Jim and Eddie, hi, I work in the mines in Western Oz. Anyone that works in the fucking mines.
Hey.
I've been there. I've performed at these fucking mines.
Yep.
They're not normal. They go to fucking just make cash.
Right.
And they work from like 7 in the morning till 7 at
Right.
night on these big fucking... You didn't know their trucks this big except in Empire Strikes Back. Like, they have trucks in these gold mines that have...
To have like 20 gears on them.
Yeah, like the tire is bigger than like one story of a house.
Right.
Yeah.
And I went there to do shows, and they get drug tested and alcohol tested every day before work. So they get breathalyzed. So they drink from like right after work for like 2 hours as much as they can fucking drink.
Right.
And then they pass out and wake up and they're sober.
Right.
And then they go to work. But this guy said, hi, I work in the mines in Western Oz, was thinking of donating $1,000 to your podcast. But since I live in Oz, there's no way to come to your show. And I'm sure you're not going to send Lalit to Oz to suck me off. And I don't want Jason.
I don't know. Don't be too hasty.
We'd actually take all 1,000 to send her.
Yeah, I'd pay for Lily to go fuck a guy in Western Australia.
If she'd do it for 1,000 in the mines.
I'd go.
Do you, Would you? You'd have to fuck the guy in Western Australia.
Can you send a picture?
It's a big desert.
It's going to be.
You'd end up fucking a
you
lot
know,
of them.
this isn't a nice exotic bit of Australia. This is a hole in the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hole in the ground
And
in the
they're
middle
mining?
of a desert. Yeah. They're going to be mining you.
Yeah, she got excited because she thought they were all miners.
All right, so he said, and I don't want Jason to fucking sing me a song. I was wondering what you can do for $1,000 for us in Oz that listen to your podcast. And by the way, it's the only thing that keeps us boys sane apart from Rogan's podcast. Us mining boys would be glad to donate if we get something good, as we all make good cash and we have fuck all to spend it on out here in the fucking desert. Hope to hear something soon. P.S. Slap fucking Jason in the head for me and the whole of Australia. Regards, Wayne Halliman. If I say it right,
Wayne Halliman. I assume he's out. He's out sort of near Kalgoorlie or something like that.
I think that's what he said he's from.
You know, he's out in the mine. Good luck to you, Wayne. But you know, you got plenty of good Australian comics giving you wonderful podcasts out there.
Oh.
What?
No, she just waved.
Oh, it's a bit of girl and girl action that just happened. It's all very exciting. Anyway, Wayne, you can listen to, who's that guy that you like out there in Australia, the little gay fella?
Kevin Bloody Wilson?
No, Josh Thomas.
Josh Thomas.
You can listen to Josh
My
Thomas.
favorite.
Listen to Josh Thomas. He'll fucking keep you entertained. You can donate. You can go visit him. And if you don't like him, there's plenty of other good Australian comics. Listen to Josh Thomas. You'll have a wonderful time.
We got a message from Krista, the girl who showed her boobs.
I love her. What's her name again?
What's her name?
We'll bleep it out because I want to go look at her. Where's she from? She writes.
No, that's not the same girl.
You haven't been video chatting with her?
No, stop talking to her.
Krista Martin.
Yeah, this is a different girl.
Oh, this is. Let me ask you a question though. What happened with the girl that showed her boobs on Skype?
Stop. We drifted away.
What's her first name?
What
was her first name again?
Whoa.
She had a weird first name. What was her
Casey.
first?
Casey. Did you Skype her off show?
Yeah.
And what happened, Farside?
We chatted.
You scared her, didn't you?
She's a huge nerd in a good way. She's like into the same stuff I am, so it was just fun chatting
me?
with her.
Farside, what happened?
We talked about Iron Man and
Yeah.
What else?
Did you show her her big testicles?
Did she see
I hope
the
she had-
giant sack?
I hope she had a widescreen fucking computer.
Did she see the giant
no, she
sack?
didn't ask.
None of them asked.
Did you
You'd be
get
surprised.
Did you get it? Did you get it to flash again?
No,
What is your Skype name?
I don't want to say.
Say it.
I get so many fucking ads now.
Say it.
It's on there.
Come on, what is it?
A Furtado TKF.
A Furtado TKF.
Yeah.
Is it always dudes asking for you?
Hell yeah.
If there's any girls out there that want to Skype with Farsad, he will show you his balls.
How many girls listen to this show?
Like about
15%.
Yeah.
15%.
15% of girls.
Really?
15% of women.
Okay.
And one hot.
No, well, yeah, but also, yeah, because the thing is with women, women don't like things.
Jim.
They're not women aren't fans of things. Men have hobbies. Women are fans of themselves and what they're up to. Men have outside interests. It's like every girl I've ever met who's even reasonably good looking has tried their hand at being a model at some stage. Because to look good is the most important thing for a woman. Where a man has things like
Video games.
pinball, interests, hobbies,
Rape.
aspirations.
Of rape.
But you know what I mean? Like, girls, looking good is the most important thing to a woman. If she's good looking, ugly women can get a lot of shit done. They can go on.
So one of the female listeners was a Skype partner of Farside who didn't see his
one of
number.
them.
No, she's quite sexy, and I was
sexy
bringing
one.
it back to that girl was quite
one of the
sexy.
listeners is quite
and
sexy.
she's a nerd, and she's into like comic books. That's a good catch.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
good
We got
catch.
her. We got her on Skype. One night we went on and we had our listeners Skype and we did what was that chat roulette with them, and we had Farside. We got this girl on. She was on for like 2 seconds, and we talked her into showing her boobs. And now Farside has a history of any fan like keeping up a relationship with them after the show. So
Okay.
I said, I guarantee you Farside's been talking with this girl because we had a girl on the show.
She was sexy, man.
We had a
Was
girl
she?
that was a big fan of the show,
Yeah.
and ended up getting embroiled in this whole like love triangle.
Cancer girl.
Cancer girl.
Okay.
She told us she had cancer.
She had
wanted to come to the
cancer.
show.
Then she had sex with Matt Devlin.
Yeah.
That's right, Matt. I said it. Lives are at stake.
Oh, Jason. Jason,
Hey,
shut it
Jason.
down. You're going to
Jason.
hear from our lawyers.
Jason, I just said it. He had sex with Matt Devlin.
Where are
And
your
you know what?
lawyers?
And you're friends with an Irish guy who I think slightly controls you. What are we going to do about this? What are you going to do about this? Is this too liable, what I just said? What are we going to do? Lives are at stake. Everyone stay in touch to see what happens next week on another great edition of Lives Are at Stake. This is our little soap opera that we have in the middle of the podcast called Lives Are at Stake. Lives are at stake. It's a fucking hard thing to watch.
the best was-
Cancer girl, are you dead? Are you alive? We don't know. Actually, in this one case, lives are at stake.
Jason's mom, lives are at stake.
Jason's mum, lives are at stake.
When Ernie called me the other night and goes,
Jason's hygiene,
he goes-
lives are at
he
stake.
goes, Jason's really upset. I don't know what to do. He's threatening legal action, blah, blah, blah. And I went, I just started laughing. I go,
I got to
"Hold
speak.
on."
Ernie, get a microphone.
go-
Ernie, when he says that there's going to be legal action, you fall for it hook, line, and
You
sinker.
do. You said to me, you go, he's so believable. Like it's like when he's in like at the church, he gets you, he ropes you in.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, he's like pretty much he hates both you guys right now. I'm more so Eddie.
He always hates Eddie a little bit
always?
more.
Well, he's like, I don't want to talk to them. So he's like,
Because you're mind games.
so he's like, can you relay this to Eddie for me? Because I can't talk to him. And he started saying all this shit about,
Lawyers.
We're going to get people involved. People's heads are going to roll, whatever. And so he gives me the speech.
I don't know if lawyers would get involved.
I don't,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd love to hear that call.
Have you been in an accident or been talked about nastily in a podcast?
Well, here's the funny part. I mean, as I was calling you, I just realized, I'm like, holy shit, I totally fell for it. But in a weird way, I was like, well,
You did your job.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I felt obligated to tell you that this dude's getting off the rocker.
Yeah, but you did your job, but you also, when he does that, laugh at him. Just laugh while he's telling you, which is what we did. Because Ernie,
Okay, 'cause we
Ernie
have to-
calls me. I call Jim. I go, hold on, I'm getting Jim on three-way. First thing, what did Jim do as soon as I told him?
Laughed. you made me tell him. You go, you tell Jim. And then I told him, and you guys all started laughing. And I'm just like,
So we're on the phone, the three of us. We're having a three-way, and I go like this. You're never going to believe who's calling right now. And I go, it's Jason. Hold on. I'm going to bring him.
And I'll do the impersonation of Jason here.
So I go,
Guys, this is serious.
I'm
I'm doing-
going to bring him into the conference. So I go, and I told him, I go, hello, Jason. I could have just done it with you guys being quiet, but I go, hello, Jason. I go, you're on the phone with Ernie and Jim. We're all talking right now. And he chimed right in.
He went like this. He goes, look, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for you guys as a favor to you because I don't want you going down with what's going to happen. Right? And we
all start laughing.
And we all started laughing. He goes, fine. I'm a joke. You'll hear from our lawyers.
Click.
Wait, did he call you back right after and be like, can I borrow some money for a lawyer?
That's what I said to him. I go, you don't have a door. How are you going to get a lawyer?
He met a guy once who knows lawyers.
Are we
and
not?
this and other gripping endings to Lives Are at Stake.
Wait, during Lives Are at Stake, are we under gag order that we're not allowed to talk about this?
No, we didn't. We're not going to slag the guy off anymore.
Okay.
We never said anything about Jason.
We're allowed to say anything we want about Jason.
Oh, yeah, because he can't get their lawyers. He has to get his own one.
I am scared that he's in Tennessee and he's going to get his 6 guns back here, though. But he can't get them.
He can't get him on the plane.
Can you check guns on planes or no?
No.
I think you can if you put them underneath. You take them apart, bullets are out, all kinds of shit like that. I think he can.
Now you can.
Yeah. He can bring his 6 guns back.
Let him.
I won't be here next week, guys.
Do you know how good that would be for my career to be get shot by Jason? Like some crazy thing. I'd be in one of those like top 10 weirdest Hollywood things.
No, because it happened to David Spade.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
James
it
Spade
did.
gets shot by a fan?
Yeah,
David
his
Spade's
assistant.
personal assistant was like a psycho, and he
Came after
he
him.
like tied him up or something. Something fucking.
Beat the shit out of
But
him.
I hear he's a
Beat
bit of
the
an
shit out
asshole, so. I've just heard that David Spade's hard work, so maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Well, I think if Jason killed us, I think everybody will agree. Everybody will be like, they had it coming.
Because lives are at stake.
What, Lalit?
Oh, here she is.
Oh, Farside is now showing the video of
Oh, that's from when we had her doing it, right?
Casey flashing her tits.
She's cute.
Oh, she's cute.
Farside, you
And I'm a favorite as well.
That's one of your female listeners?
Yeah.
there's no you definitely asked her to show you her tits
Okay.
again, and what happened when you did that?
She said no.
Now, I'm at the Topanga Festival in Topanga, which is an area.
You went to that?
I was just driving by and I went, I'll go. And one of my agents lives there and she said she'd drop by. And so I went, all right, it's just a whole lot of hippies in a field and on top of a mountain.
That's the thing Andy Dick tried to make us go to last year.
Yeah, and you gotta go to the bang. Anyway, so I'm walking along this thing. It's just full of hippie shit tents. And then there's this one tent. Above it says, poems, $1. And I walk past it and I go, Andy. And he's sitting on an old school typewriter writing poems for $1.
I love him.
That's it.
And he goes, I've been doing this for over a decade. And he writes piffy little poems like on a little tiny card, like he types them out and puts little hearts around them.
That's great.
And then he goes, what are you up to? And I said, we're going to do the live show in Vegas, which is coming up. And he goes, I've been sober for 3 months. And he goes, you were so vicious to me the last time we did the live one, and I was so offended by you. And then I thought about it, and I was so upset. But I've been sober now. I can handle it. When I did that last live one, I was sober for 2 days, and that's why it upset me so much that you picked on me. But I think I can control myself now. Let's go to Vegas. Right?
This is only going to end ugly.
Right. And anyway, and then he goes, "What are you doing tonight?" And I said, "Well, I'm doing a benefit gig for Rick Shapiro." Now, you might remember Rick Shapiro was a guest on our show a little while. Rick's going through a hard time. He had a heart attack. His whole nervous system shut down, and he's in a nursing home right now. And so I Andy Dick went to me. He goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "I'm doing a benefit gig for Rick Shapiro." And Andy said, "He's a really nice guy, great agent." And I said, "No, because he's just because his name's Shapiro doesn't mean he's an agent."
Right. So good.
By the way, if you like Rick Shapiro, and I know a lot of our fans are, you can Google online Rick Shapiro and donate. They're trying to raise money for him, and please go and raise money, give money to Rick Shapiro to get him, because he had no health care to pay for it.
He can only walk if he's been lifted up onto his feet. So, he's at that type of stage, and his dexterity's gone. This is what I've been told, and so if you want to donate money or anything and help out Rick, he's a good guy.
Well, we'll post it on our Facebook page too. You can find where to donate to him. But if you don't want to spend that money on Rick Shapiro, buy a ticket to our live show. It's at jimandeddytalkshit.com. If you come to our live show, I talked to McCarthy today, and McCarthy is so excited about doing the live show that he's contacted all his fucked up friends. The friends that have been involved in these horrible stories. They're all coming. This is the biggest thing he's ever done. So his friend that owns the prostitute website, Sugar, the
My
Sugar
girlfriend
Daddy.
wants to come.
Oh, no.
This is going to be horrible. I'm not going to be allowed to party, and then
We have to find a way that she can't come.
No, she can come.
No.
She'll go to sleep early.
We've got to figure this out. But Brian McCarthy said he found a room somehow in the Paris. I was looking. Brian said he found a room for $50 in the Paris.
What?
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of hotel good deals in Vegas. Yeah.
Lily, you can stay with him.
I'll stay with Brian.
He's married.
So,
Why don't you just pay $50 and get a fucking room?
Because it'll be more fun with Brian.
You suck me off, I'll get you a room for $20.
Done.
Let his girlfriend watch.
How poor are you right now, Lily?
I'm not that poor. Why?
Well, then
She just wants a
spend the money.
story.
Spend the money.
She wants a story.
I want a story.
How she teased a bunch of guys in a hotel room.
I want to get laid in Vegas. That's
You
actually
better
my
get laid
mission.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's our
Do
mission.
you really want to
Yeah.
get laid in Vegas?
I do. That's why I want my own room.
Who's your top ranking person from
Farsight's waving to me.
would it be Farside? Does he have any chance?
Farsight will always have a chance.
No. You just say that. That's easy.
No.
Farside, would you like to bang Lily?
He wants to teabag me, don't you?
If you're down, I'm down. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll man it up.
I think with enough alcohol, we could both do it.
With enough alcohol, you can
Really,
do it. I'm
Lily?
fine
Are you
sober.
teasing? No, be
She's
honest.
complete-
No,
she's
I just,
completely
it just,
teasing. She'll never
I do
bang
that with
Farside.
everyone. No, I just, sorry, I'm like.
Why do you do that?
Because I'm a pussy.
You
No,
deserve
but
to get
why
punched.
do you do that?
Just be honest. Tell
Yeah,
me I
be
don't have
honest.
a chance.
No, I like.
Farside, get me another
I
beer
think
while
you
she's
do have
saying
a
that,
chance,
saying that she wants to
Farside.
sleep with you.
I think a lot of people have chances.
No.
Downplay
What
it
about
like
what
that.
about Kenny? Kenny's the fittest human individual.
I don't want to get pregnant. I'm good.
Yeah. He fucking.
But I would if you were shooting blanks.
His cock's so strong it breaks condoms.
And you don't know how to pull out, so we have a problem.
His cock clean and jerks right through the end of a condom and fucking sprays your whole. It goes all the way up. You can taste it in the back of your
God.
throat.
In about 5 years, Kenny's going to be like an old black guy. Like, he's trying to remember all of his kids around the country. just going, yeah, I take care of my kids. I do real good. I want to see me do push-ups? I'll burpee your fucking ass to the ground, bitch. Take care of my kids.
Lily, who has the best chance?
A stranger.
Still me.
Really, a stranger?
Yeah. That'd be better that way.
If-
I don't want to know his name.
Be completely honest. I don't want you fucking trying to act up for the show. This is what we
I'm
get
not
mad about.
acting
Be
up.
honest.
What?
If Jim's girlfriend would let Jim fuck you and she would sit and watch, would you do it?
That's weird.
Of course you would do it.
No, would you?
I'm Jim fucking Jeffries.
Would you do it?
I'm joking, by the way, people. I don't think...
No,
Awkward.
no.
I don't know. I feel, but she's pretty hot. I think she would probably have to join in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That would
Be the condition.
that
And then
that wouldn't be fun
and then
for
I'd
me.
be able to come because otherwise my conscience wouldn't let me come.
Would Jesse any chance?
Jesse's fuckable.
Yeah.
Would you fuck her?
No, there's too much crazy.
Yeah, she's pretty fucking nuts. But if I was drunk, yeah, I'd probably fuck Lily. Why not?
Yeah, if I was drunk, I would too.
Yeah.
Like blackout drunk. Yeah.
All right. So
And my self-esteem would have to be at its lowest.
I think your best chance
Or
is
mine
Jesse. You have to do it for the team.
I don't think Lily would really fuck me though.
Hurt her.
She would.
I don't think so.
She wouldn't fuck anybody. She's always
Yeah.
in control. I've only seen her properly drunk once, and then she said, "I'm allergic to alcohol." Shut
I
up.
watched her drunk
Shut
and
up.
make out with Jason.
Everyone's allergic to fucking alcohol.
I fucking say
That's
that.
what being drunk is.
When's the last time you had sex?
A couple weeks ago.
With who?
My steady.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
good.
You
All right,
didn't
this
hear
is
it. She
boring.
said. She said my stepdaddy.
We've been having this conversation for a while. Kenny, do you think you could conquer her?
You got to be one charming fuck, Kenny. You sleep with women when you're not drunk. You have one night stands when you're not drunk. Are they drunk?
Yeah.
Or you? No,
I mean-
so it's sober on sober.
You know what he does? You know what he does? And this is why Kenny
Shows
gets laid.
pictures of
Here
his
we go.
kids.
No.
Women love that.
He does what no other man will do. He dances with them.
Yeah,
that guy.
that's where that's actually
Oh,
it.
No,
that's
no
why I fucked
liver
the
is
guy.
worth that.
Yeah. I fucked a guy in Vegas because he danced with me. He was
Yeah,
hot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You get-
Gay man
you-
could fuck so many women.
Yeah, no, I get in the most trouble when I start dancing. and stuff.
Before I was a comic, I used to dance with chicks. That was my fucking go-to. Now that I'm a comic, I don't need to. How bad is your comedy, Kenny? That you're dancing with girls afterwards? You're like,
It's a spectacular duo, though. Show followed by, if women have seen the show, then go dancing after, and that's
That closes the
it.
deal.
Yeah, that's
I
actually-
normally just meet the girls and abuse them and tell them they're ugly until their self-esteem's so shit they fuck me.
And that's not a joke. That's complete. He's being completely honest. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. It works every time.
Well, it's just different techniques.
Jim basically takes about 10 girls. He's mean to all of them. 4 might walk away.
Yeah.
Then he's got 6 he gets to choose from. And the one with the lowest self-esteem usually gets fucked the hardest.
That is
She likes
exactly
it.
that is exactly what happens.
Wow. It's
I
genius.
I really do. And then I kept on thinking, like, why so many girls that I've fucked in my life are so mentally fucked up? And it's because I engineer it that way.
No, duh.
Yeah, but I always
I remember
thought-
telling you in South Africa when I first met him, all these girls were coming up to him at the bar, and I go, any girl that fucks you after she saw your act has shit wrong with her.
Is
and
disturbed.
And he goes, yeah. I go, well, they're fucked up mentally. And he goes, that's why I do it.
I love a good fucking.
They're getting better, aren't they, Jim?
I've been spoiled for sex. I've had some wonderful women in bed. Like I started to think for years and years. I thought that 80% of all women took it up the ass, and that's not an exact statistic.
I think it's true.
It's just 80% of women who fuck me take it in the ass. But like on the one night stand,
I'd say 99% that you're with take it up the ass.
how many? What do you reckon the percentage of women, actual women, who take it up the ass?
80%, I'd say.
No.
Maybe
Lower than that.
Okay.
No, I think it's.
I'm not
I
about
think
that.
it's like 30%.
You're not a fan of it. That's why I want to do
No.
it.
Well,
I love.
I'm more into
I love a girl.
I don't want
who-
to do it because you like it.
I hate a girl.
I'm into it,
I've
though.
been out with a lot of girls who take it in the ass because they think that I'll enjoy it, and then they scream and that painful look on them. I love the girl who just grabs it and rams it into her ass, and they're few and far between, and it takes a robust asshole to do it.
Robust. You talk about assholes like they're tomatoes.
And, but it's I've had plenty of girls who do that. Just this whole. I had one that I went out with for a couple of years, and you know who you are. And she was very meek and mild-mannered girl, but in the bedroom, bang, in the ass. That's how you had
You
to
just
finish off.
explained her like a superhero. She was a mild-mannered girl, and then
Ass
bam,
girl.
fuck her in the ass. The cape
but
comes out. and
do you lube it up before, or because you got?
I wasn't in
lube
love
it.
with her, Lily.
I know. Well, I like it when it's
Ray, you still have a girlfriend, right? Girlfriend, everything's going well.
I just got
Yes,
a
I
text.
do.
I just got a text from a couple of people. Did anyone else feel the little earthquake?
No.
Yeah, Farside did. Farside
Farside is running.
ran to get beers.
It's funny.
I love his responses. You can't see them, but they're cute.
cute smiles.
I thought you were going to say Andy Dick was writing poems for $1.
No, but so Andy Dick is coming to Vegas.
Andy Dick wrote my girlfriend a poem for $1, which was very sweet, and she goes, I think he's the nicest comedian I've ever.
Oh my God.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have him start the show writing poems. He'll be writing poems on stage.
so
we have to
good.
come up with shit we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like we know Brian McCarthy's gonna play Truth or Dare, but we don't have anything else. Weren't we gonna have a contest for listeners?
So good.
Do we have an idea for? We want to like give something away or
The
like.
problem is no one lives in Vegas. Everyone just goes there on holiday. You have to find someone who's holidaying there on the exact day. It's a bit of a weird town to gig in, really. It's a very weird.
Yeah, but
place.
I've seen-
like it's probably one of our worst ideas to do a gig in Vegas.
But we have crazy fans flying in from all over.
Who?
There's fucking guys coming. These aren't Vegas people that bought tickets. These are people that fucking.
Courtney wrote to me today. I'm going to read the text. Hey, Jim, the guys from Vegas Paper want to interview you about the podcast. Let me know. I haven't replied back. And the guy wrote, I need a 10-minute phoner with Jim Jeffries from some guy from the review, either this Thursday or Friday. Thanks. Why am I doing an interview about a podcast for a magazine? That sounds a bit weird. Should I do that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of
all
important.
Right, I'll do
Where
that.
are you guys playing?
We're playing the Paris, the Empire
Oh,
Comedy
at the
Club
Paris, yeah.
at the Paris, and our fans. There were tickets. Like you bought tickets, and then you could buy VIP tickets. The VIP tickets sold out right away, which is creepy because that means the VIPers all are fucking up front like the psychos.
Right. Right.
and I like a buffer between them, but
Right.
they're there.
They're
We've
right on
got
top
them.
of you.
But they're insane people coming from all over the country. And they want to like take this to the next level, and they're in the town where you can't get in trouble, and it was probably our worst idea ever, especially if we bring Andy Dick. Someone's going to jail.
All right, look, Andy just said it in passing. I don't know whether he's definitely going to come, but
We've got-
I always like to have him around.
Our friend Brian McCarthy
Right.
that does the show is a demented fucking individual.
Right.
He's bringing all his crazy
Crazy
friends.
fans and- yeah.
We've got it's gonna be ugly.
Yeah.
I'm really scared.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I'm a little like, I don't know where this is going to go, what's going to happen, but someone's going to end up in jail. And when I have a few drinks, I end up not being able to control myself, and I don't want to go to jail. It's my one thing. I just don't want to go to jail. And
Never been. Never going to happen.
yeah, you have this amazing, like...
I'm a
ability-
charming drunk when I need to be.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say to the cops? I said,
cops-
give me your badge.
Cop said, let me see your ID, and you said, show me your badges. Charming.
I've actually got a pretty funny Andy Dick story.
I didn't get in trouble.
A new one?
I don't think I've ever told it on the show before.
Go.
It was at the Improv when I was booking the Improv.
This is back when you were sucking cock.
Pretty much. It was one of the it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Andy Dick rolled in drunk off his ass, totally fucked up as usual, and Jeff Ross was about to go on. And so Andy's like, Jeff, let's go up and do something together. And Jeff was like, he's chill and stoned, and was like, all right, fine, Andy, whatever you want. So they both go up there at the same time, and Andy's like, all right, we're gonna do a sketch, everybody. And like, he's like, he sees like an old man sitting right in the front row who's got like a cane that looks like a snake, and so he takes the cane from the old man and it's like, Jeff, you're gonna be the snake, get down on your knees. And Ross is like, all right. So he gets down on his knees and is holding the snake, and Andy's like, all right, turn down the lights, I'm gonna come in and enter, all right. And so Andy goes to the side of the stage, Ross is standing in the middle, kneeling in the middle, and Andy's like, turn up the lights. And so Andy walks up to Ross, and Ross just goes with the snake in hand, what's up, faggot? And then proceeds to roast Andy for the next fucking 15 minutes. And Ross just fucking, Andy runs off the stage like in tears, and fucking
So good.
Ross does the rest of his set. It was
So
fucking
good,
hilarious.
dude.
Oh, I just got a Twitter from a girl. You know when you see the little tiny Twitter picture and she's like, I think you're really sexy. And you see the little picture and you're like, oh, wow, that looks all right. Let's have a look at this picture. Let's see who that is. And that's what happened.
Oh, that's a beast.
But you can see how little picture-wise.
Oh, little could look.
Little
Yeah.
picture, you'd go, oh, that's worth a view.
And then big picture, like, that's a
big,
man.
Big picture, that's an ugly, ugly woman.
That's like a cobra
fucking gorilla.
attacking.
Yeah. German-American bartender.
I really hate the progression we've gone on. MySpace used to get like tons of hot girls sending you pictures, tons of pictures, going like, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Then Facebook, less and less. And now Twitter, nothing. Like I haven't gotten a Twitter from like a hot girl ever on Twitter. MySpace was the greatest pimp ever in fucking the world. MySpace girls would be like, hey, what's up? And you're like, you could go through their whole profile, see all their slutty pictures. People got less slutty when everybody switched to Facebook. It was like, oh, this is formal. We gotta clean up for this shit.
Doug Benson smartened up. He started a thing called Side Boob Sunday.
Yeah,
He gets pictures of. He gets girls to send him pictures of side boob.
well, we tried that,
Side
but Jim
boob.
gets men.
Oh,
We try to get pictures, but we get pictures of men showing their
No,
manginas.
we got some tits.
Not really. We didn't get good ones.
Okay, send us more tits. So I got some tits for a couple of weeks and we've died down a bit. Send us more tits. That's
Maybe
all you
we
need
have
to
new
do.
fans with good tits. If we've got any fans with tits,
Bad tits, good tits, old tits.
just show us your tits, and you got to write our name. You got to write talking shit on your tits.
Yeah.
You have to write it, preferably with cum.
Or write the word slut and lipstick across them.
That really gets him off.
That really gets me off when girls write slut across their chest in lipstick. I don't know why.
Especially
Actually,
if he wrote
I
it.
know exactly why it gets me off. But I'm a horrible human. I do. If you haven't, like, I don't think I've had sex in the last decade where I haven't apologized immediately afterwards. You know what I mean? Like every time I come, I'm like, I'm sorry about everything. You know what I mean? I've never like ejaculated and gone, wasn't that good? It's always just instant regret and self-loathing and
The Greg Wilson said the funniest thing once. He goes, I fucked that girl, and immediately afterwards she regretted it.
yeah. It's hard that, isn't it? When you fuck a girl and then all of a sudden they, you know, like if you ever had that thing where like you fucked a girl and then she's come to another gig about a year later and you don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know what's worse? When they don't remember you. That's devastating. When you ring that girl, hey, I'm back in town. Who is this? The Jim.
Kenny's over here going, I don't even remember the kid.
Kenny, if you just didn't answer your phone, you would have so much more money right now. right? Like just a couple of block numbers.
Kenny,
and then your kid could find you when it's 18, when the money's already spent. You're like, yeah, I'll be part of your life. You got any hot friends?
Kenny, you don't have it bad. The dude that used to book the Tommy T's told me one time, he's like, yeah, I got 2 kids. And I was like, oh, yeah, how's that? And he's like, it's fucked. I just found out last week. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I had 1 kid show up and then the other. And I'm like, what do you mean, 1 kid and then he goes, yeah, I had a 7-year-old. This woman showed up and she's like, this is your kid? And he goes, and I was like, all right. And he goes, then I found out I got a 2-year-old. And I'm like, you have 2? And then I met a dude once who got a chick pregnant in a threesome. And it wasn't the girl he was dating that got pregnant.
Oh,
he and his girlfriend got a
man.
chick into a threesome, and then he got her pregnant. Which don't go,
No, that's all right, because then the couple would be like, well, we knew what we were doing. Your girlfriend can't get angry at you.
Yeah. That's the best way of getting caught cheating. You're like, well, you saw it.
They kept it.
You saw me shoot the
They kept the
load.
baby?
Right.
I think the chick kept the baby and he fathered the baby.
My grandfather, my father only found this out recently, but my grandfather, he was the youngest of 3 kids. He had 2 older sisters. And it turns out that my great-grandmother wasn't his grandmother. It turned out that my great-grandfather knocked up some 16-year-old in the street, like that lived on their road, right?
Was this George the rapist?
No, that's the other side of the family. And so he knocked up some bird in the street, right? He was a grocer or something, right? A green grocer. He knocked up some fucking chick in the street, and then he went like he just kept on seeing the 16-year-old, like, how's the baby going? Your stomach pains? You want to trip down these stairs? That type of thing, right? And then the girl had.
Did they do those jokes back then? Too?
Then the girl had the baby, and then he had to go back to my great grandmother and go, oh, sorry. And then she raised that my grandfather as her own. Wow. Yeah, my great grandfather impregnated a girl on the street, teenage girl on the street, and then my great grandmother just raised him as
Wow.
son. And he just brought it back as a baby.
Ted Bundy, the serial killer.
It's not the same grandfather.
That's it. Ted Bundy was raised thinking that his mother was his grandmother.
That's Jack Nicholson.
Oh, really?
Really?
Jack Nicholson was raised that his mother was his sister, and that he lived in it. But his sister was his mother,
and he thought
his mother is actually his grandmother.
That's it. Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy's mother was so young when she had him; she was like 16 or something. That they told him that was his sister or something, and then the mother was the grandmother, and so he had all this resentment, and that's why he fucking murdered all those women.
Well, Jack Nicholson, when he found out, the great quote was where he goes, "I'm not that upset about it. I wish I could meet 2 broads who could keep a secret like that."
Great line. What a great line, man.
Jack doesn't wear condoms. So his daughter's like in some trouble or something. I just saw on the news.
Jack Nicholson.
I hate when we talk topically, but we have to talk about bath salts. Did anybody see the news today about the dude in Miami? There's a guy in Miami who they caught on the side of the road, and they shot him, but he was eating another guy's face off. And they say that they attribute it to bath salts, like he was snorting bath salts or whatever. And it's this like designer drug that they sell as bath salts, but it's like this chemical. And they say it makes you super aggressive to the point where you'll use your jaw as a weapon. And they think that he was just so fucking aggressive. He was just fighting this dude, and he just bit his fucking face off.
That makes a lot of fucking sense, because I just tweeted today that I'll be in Miami this week, right? I said, I'm in Miami Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I got a whole lot of people going, don't bite any faces off. And I was just like, all right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm response. Okay, good. I'll see you all there.
But if there's ever been a deterrent to doing a drug, like pot, your side effects, you're going to eat a lot. Coke, you're going to fuck something you shouldn't. Bath salts, you're going to eat a face off.
Well, there was a lot of people eating bath salts or whatever they do with the bath salts, because they started distributing them like drugs, and like people were buying a whole heap of them.
Well, I got an argument with my girlfriend and about it. She said they're not bath salts, and I go. She goes, it's just that's what they call it, and I go, well, they call it bath salts because it has to be bath salts. She goes, it's not bath salts. I'm like, it has to be.
No, it can work. They're not great bath salts,
but they are bath salts.
Yeah, they're legally bath salts.
Okay.
You can sell them in shops. Yeah.
If our fans know, let us know. I'm sure.
I saw a documentary about it. It was like, I don't know what you do with them, but it's like a big deal. Like to take.
Well, like when you put bath salts in the fucking like bathtub, they have like an aroma. and it gives off like and gives you this like feeling. I think if you put them straight up your fucking nose,
Yeah, you crush them and
exactly. And they actually sell them at head shops too.
Ray knows.
Like at smoke shops, you can actually buy them in little packets. So they started off. People found them out, like drug addicts and stuff like that.
I love how drug addicts
figured
just
out.
find out shit. It's like if you boil cane toads in Australia and drink the water, it's hallucinogenic. Who was the first guy?
Right.
Who boiled a cane toad?
It happens when they're in the midst of like a drug field where they've done like if you read like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, when they do so many fucking drugs that they just go, what can we do now?
I think it comes from scientists. I think like a scientist goes, oh, these bath salts have a high level of blah blah blah.
Actually, it's thanks to the internet and robo tripping and things like that. They would discover what the active ingredient was, and they'll go find it in other things. They're like, oh, what's that thing that gets me high from this? And they'll go find it in something else. And if somebody found out that in bath salts there was this certain thing, and so you'd crush it up, snort enough of them.
And I've read how they're trying to legalize it everywhere, and it's a hard way to do it because then you've got to legalize all these like things that are like in regular products.
Yeah.
But my thing with that is like when people go, oh, we got to stop these people who are fucking up their lives with drugs and alcohol. Those people were going to fuck their lives up with something else. It didn't, like Whitney Houston didn't die from drugs and alcohol. Whitney Houston died from Whitney. She would have died from...
I believe she drowned.
But like those people, if they're looking for an active ingredient in some other product, like, it's got this, they're going to find something else. They're going to figure out a way to fucking kill themselves. So let them fucking thin the herd.
Yes, I agree. But drugs hijack your brain. So it's like when you're under a chemical.
What do you know? Shut up.
I'm going to shut up now.
Really? You back down that easy?
No, that's your one topic. You were a drug rehabilitation thing. So
now look at you. You're an addict of some other sort.
So tell us, Cocktease. Tell us.
I'm just saying, if there's a chemical is what hijacks your brain. So it's like, doesn't necessarily mean that person was going to kill themselves anyway. But I think when you do get under the drug, evolutionary speaking, that person is then more inclined to die
I think
because
what
your
Eddie's
brain
saying
is hijacked. It's
what
not
Eddie's
a
saying.
normal
No
brain.
one starts with bath salts. Bath salts are way down your list of I've run out of things in the house.
I didn't listen to the
do.
first half of what you said.
Yeah, and even if
I was reading Jonah Ray's bio.
She's saying that drugs like that aren't your standard. It's like when you see guys who sniff paint.
Right.
There's this guy behind the comedy club in Melbourne at the Laughter Lounge, and it's just his face is just covered in paint, and he's out of his fucking mind. And it's like, what led you to paint? When did you go? Paint was my thing. You've never heard of a cool party where everyone cracked out paint?
Free. That's what led him to paint. It's free.
Well, there's this video. You ever see the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia? The Johnny Knoxville and those guys made. I used to watch the documentary series on Jesco White back when he was like fucking the original. And he used to huff. He called it huffing lighter fluid and gasoline in a sandwich bag. He'd put it in a sandwich bag and just fucking huff it and then get a fucking buzz off.
People do it with petrol, yeah.
They're fuck ups. They're just going to find, if you take all those shit away from them, they're going to find something else. They're going to jump off a cliff and fucking die. They're going to figure it out. They're supposed to die. Let them go.
Some people are predisposed to addiction, yeah. And they'll
Not
find
just addiction, being a fucking idiot.
Yes. I mean,
being a fucking idiot. It'll be food. It'll be something. They'll figure something out to fuck themselves up.
Over exercising.
Yeah.
Getting some fucking chick knocked up.
Exactly. We all have things to compensate.
Too big of balls. We've all got our problems.
Yeah.
I've got an idea for Vegas.
What?
Let's get Jason some bath salts.
It's legal.
Man, he'll do them.
Would Jason eat someone's face on bath salts?
Here, what do you have to say?
I have to stay in the room with him. No.
You're going to stay in a room with Jason.
Jason's not coming to Vegas. He's not coming to Vegas.
Jim just banned him from it. I kind of am on that too. What's the deal? He's not allowed to come to Vegas.
He's allowed to come to Vegas, but he's planning on quitting the show. So if he's going to stay with the show, he can come to Vegas, but he needs to sign a 10 more episode agreement. And I don't want him to talk during 6 of those, but he needs to be in the room.
I'm just curious if his massive fan base is going to stay with him if he leaves the show.
No.
You don't think?
These aren't real people.
No, he's told me he's got a massive fan base of like 2,000. What's he have? His Twitter's his highest, he says.
Yeah, he has over 2,000, right? Yeah.
I have 50,000 Twitters. And I don't. That's a
And
small.
probably all 2,000
I
of Jason's came
never,
from Jim.
I never Twitter or anything. I'm a hopeless Twitterer. I could have 100,000 if I put effort into it and tweeted every day.
No.
You know, but it's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
2,000
And that's why I'm glad you're not a big Twitter like that. I think you save face that way. It's a scheme to
I'm not saying Twitter's bullshit. I'm saying Jason's fans are bullshit.
Well, that too.
Jason's fans are. No, I'm wondering if they're going to stay. I'd like to see on our Facebook if the Jason fans, if he leaves the show, are you going with him?
I'm going to do something to the Twitter followers. If you still follow Jason, I will delete you off mine. The choice is yours.
Farside, can you set that? We want to see. We want to see if Jason's fan base is going to go with him. He's just working on the computer right now and feeling the peanut butter on his balls. It's on your hand. Do you?
No,
you smell-
don't type that. That'll upset him. He's going through a hard time.
I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, you're just going to monitor it.
I'm just going to monitor it and see how it declines.
Jason's. It will decline.
See what his fan base is at right now. People are going to unlike. Jason leaves the show. They're going to unlike his Facebook. He's quitting. Did he quit?
He's talked about it for over a year, quitting. I don't believe
No,
it.
he's serious now. No, he's not quitting? You
He'll
sure?
be back. He'll be back.
He'll quit. This is my thing. He'll quit for a month or so. And
Find out the movie doesn't work.
find out that he's not, like, just go, wow, people don't acknowledge my existence when I'm not on the podcast. And then he'll be back.
I feel like he'll be back. I don't even know the situation. I feel like he'll be back.
He's got 2,939 followers.
He'll never reach 3,000.
He hasn't Twittered in 3 days.
Well, he's been having a hard time. Leave him alone. He's off seeing his dying mother, Eddie. Don't get into him for not being a good Twitterer.
No. He's
My mum's dying. LOL.
Are you kidding? He wanted to get back here for Memorial Day weekend when I booked his flight. He's like, I got to get back for the parties.
Really?
Wait. Here's what he Twittered while he was in Tennessee visiting his dying mom. So Tennessee is boring. ... It's like being on a cleanse for everything.
Well, I don't think people get cancer on a cleanse.
Uh-oh.
Right.
There's a Twitter from Jason. I can't find the guns! ! I think they gave them to one of their redneck church friends.
I will be at the podcast next week. We're cool.
And he also wrote, what are the odds? The guy on the plane in front of me was one of my regulars from the coffee shop.
What do you mean? What are the odds? you bumped into someone you knew. I hate when people do that. They go, oh, I bumped into a person I know in the town that I live in. That's what the odds are. Well, that's it. We're done.
Poor Kenny's falling asleep.
I am.
Kenny's got to
This
get...
is so. I gotta get up at 5. This is like.
Oh, you do?
Kenny's got to be up at 6 to knock some chick up.
It's a lot of work wearing condoms.
These condoms,
Not wearing
these
condoms.
condoms don't break themselves.
I've got to wake up and monkey fuck some people.
Is that what
It takes
that's what I said. Like, I said that Kenny, when he told me that he got his chick pregnant and everything, I go, he goes, I go, how do you fucking break a condom? What do you monkey fuck them? Like, you know, like he works out, he must just fucking like just fuck straight through the condom. Is that what you do?
I'm an energetic fella in general.
Like people, if you're listening, you don't understand what this guy's like. It's creepy. And so like what he could do to a woman, Lalit, I hope he fucking fucks right through your uterus.
Listen, Lily, if we ever do fuck,
I told you.
let me say, when we do fuck, we'll come back on and we'll kind of break it down.
Let me see. Dance.
I told you I used to date Michael Phelps' ex-girlfriend, and she used to tell me, she goes, no, it was unbelievable. He used to just pound the shit out. It was the best. It was the best fuck I ever had, and I could never live up to it. Because
Yeah, but I used to hear you. You do. I was amazed with.
I'm not the greatest Olympian that's ever been.
No. But I'm saying, like, I work out. I'm in shape, and I'd hear you, and I'm like, what the fuck? This guy's totally out of shape. He does drugs and alcohol, and it sounded like. Well, there were like a lot of noises. There were a lot, but there was also like it would go for a long time, and it was like, I was always afraid I'd be in there going and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Come on, Jim, you can make it.
Can you imagine how fat I'd be without fucking?
I wonder how much. You know when they say like sex is like it burns like 500. No. If you fuck right, it's got to burn like
it's
a
exhausting.
shitload of calories.
Jim, you'd look like Farside.
Yeah. No, I'm not a bad fuck when I put my effort in, but the problem with me is too often I'm a lazy fuck where I'm just like, you get on top and fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a big getting on top guy anymore. Those days are, I always feel stupid when you're on top, when you're like pushing up over the top of them. I like the sideward spoon. Right?
Oh, that's a good position.
Yeah,
That's great. I think that's the relationship one.
No, that's my favorite. I like the sideward
I
spoon.
think that's what you do when you get in a
The
relationship.
sideward
Get one
spoon,
leg up a little bit.
You can get a great choking in
Yeah.
a sideward spoon. That's your real fucking that's your real power area right there. You can slap a face. You know what I mean? You can grab a tit as a fucking bit of mechanism. You know what I mean? That you're pulling in with. When you're on top, it's just like holding your weight. You're not holding anything fun.
All right, I gotta go and fuck something.
Other great positions. Doggy's good. That's a good one. I'll tell you what positions are stupid. Half the ones in porn are fucking useless.
The jackhammer's pretty
The
good.
jackhammer's fucking useless.
No,
where the
it's
girl lays at the end of the couch with her head on the ground, with her neck kinked up, and you squat over the top. I've done it just to say I've done it. Fucking useless. Holding a woman up in the air and having her go up and down
That's
your
too
cock.
much work.
Fucking stupid.
Too much.
Having sex in the shower. Stupid. Not enough fucking. No, the water doesn't cover everyone. You're cold, and the lubricant doesn't feel right. There's water involved. The juices aren't properly. Stupid.
We were just about to end the show. Jim's on fucking fire all of a sudden. He has stuff he wants to talk about.
No, I'm just saying the stupid things. Standing. If you get a nice tall girl, a lot of fun. If she can stand up.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever been able to. That's always.
You get a girl in heels where she's standing. You put her up against the wall and you pull her hair back so her back is arched.
Oh,
you really
but
go pound.
no, backwards. You can't get them front.
No, not front with that's stupid. Stupid. I've tried things like
It's
that.
impossible.
It's a fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Our bodies weren't meant to do that.
Ridiculous. I like the reverse where they
Cowgirl.
The reverse cowgirl. I like it, but sometimes your cock hurts, but it's just
you hit the back
It's
of it.
not actually
You bottom out.
sensation-wise any good. View-wise, tremendous.
And you bottom out sometimes.
Yeah, and you're fucking all crooked and all that. But
All right. Well, that was nice, Jim.
Asian women, stupid. Who'd want to do that with their little eat noise that they have in porn? I don't like that. It's stupid. All your positions are stupid.
Bobby Lee.
With your sideways vaginas.
Speaking of Asian women, Bobby Lee has a big part in The Dictator.
He's in The Dictator. Yes, so The Dictator.
Yeah.
The Dictator's not great.
No,
it's
not
not.
at all.
It's okay, but it's not.
But Bobby Lee's great.
How was this part in The Dictator?
He's great.
Is it good?
Yeah,
He talks about like fucking.
he's
all
funny in it, yeah.
All the big fucking like world leaders.
Yeah.
Speaking of guests coming up, we've got Cash Levy, Gene Pompa. Gene Pompa is coming here next week.
Pompa?
Jimmy Schubert's coming back.
Oh, cool.
And then we have Reese Darby, who's going to be here.
My boy Reese Darby.
Reese Darby, our friend from New Zealand, who's from Flight of the Conchord. If you know Murray, he's going to be on the show. And then Brad Garrett is coming from Everybody Loves Raymond. Brad Garrett will be at the Rape Cottage. He's going to be disappointed. And then one of my favorites, Yoshi. You don't need to know anything else, but Yoshi is the like.
From Mario Kart.
And then Rory Scovel's coming. And that's it for guests so far. But you're going to check out. Fans get mad about me talking about the new website. Well, fuckers, it's going to be here in a couple weeks, so go fuck yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We've been putting a lot of work. Farside's got a lot more work to do, and we've really invested time and energy. Do you want to explain it, what it does?
The internet. You can look up anything.
Yep, that's what you do on our website. Is that it?
And you can download stuff. You can pay for a membership and get all the old episodes and watch the podcasts recorded.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention a couple guys that gave 250 plus to the show donors. You fucking, we love you. Thank you.
Covered in peanut butter.
Covered in peanut butter, and I hope this dripped off your balls, Farside. Jarrett Kinder. Jarrett Kinder or Kinder? I'm going to thank both people, Jarrett Kinder and Jarrett Kinder. Also, Ian Reeves and Julian Lee. Ian Reeves and Julian Lee, thank you guys for your donations. That's what keeps the show going. We appreciate it, and I think that's the end of the show. We'll see you guys next week or next show or whatever. Kenny Kane, thank you. Anything where they can find you?
KennyKane.com.
KennyKane.com. Andy's on the Wadcast. You can listen to him on the Wadcast podcast. See you guys next show.